I just love you so much, Collective. I love everything about you. I love how funny you are. I love how you get up in the morning and you stretch. I love how you look inside of the fridge for 5 minutes trying to decide what to eat. I love that you keep on going and you keep on trying and you come here to get the messages from Spirit and from us. My name is Patience, your high sensitive, intuitive host of Spirit News on Spotify. And I am here with the Guild of the Golden Triangle, where we are bringing you higher perspectives of linear views, trying to help you understand energy and that you are an energetic being having a human experience. And it is vital that you start taking into account that you are energy so you can live a more fulfilled life. And that's what we're here for, to help you find your alignments, just like I did in real time and like I'm doing in real time. You can check that out on TikTok, where we show our whole ascension process from the day it started, okay? And then on here we do our psychic development collective reads with the guild, and we have another Spirit Speaks, and this is a big one. Now, I don't know anyone named Philip, but this Spirit always says Philip, okay? Philip, Philip, Philip. It could be Philip, could be Felipe, could be Phyllis. You gotta, change the rules as it suits. But oh yeah, and Spirit wanted me to I just wanted to tell you a dream I had last night. I had two, but one of them, okay. Oh, never mind. Spirit made the video go out, so never mind. I'll say it in a different one. Let me just pull it out of my brain, so it's like, okay. So, Philip, break non-human. Let's go. Come through, Spirit. Let's see what we need to know. So, first thing, I was getting the Spirit Speak screenshot, and I put it in the folder, and then there was a screenshot of insularity. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's Philip, break non-human, okay? Insularity, ignorance, a lack of interest in cultures, ideas, or people's outside one's own experience. And then in parentheses, narrow-mindedness, okay? So someone closed off, closed-minded, an ignorant person, an ignorant student, perhaps, that lacks an interest in other people's ideas, and anything that they don't or haven't directly experienced, they'll just shut it down, okay? That's how my ex-husband was. Whatever he didn't understand is just stupid, So you just don't even talk to him about it, okay? That's how it became after a while. So this is this person, Philip, okay? And then the song we got is by Tanashi, Talk to Me Nice, okay? And it had a lot of information in it, so let's go. Mix up my days, got me in a daze. Stuck in a phase, so talk to me nice. Come get me laid, sing me lullabies. And I put lies in parentheses because it sounds like lies. Lullabies. Tell me lullabies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Like that. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh, no, you can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. I was trying to see if there's more. It kind of like is the same vibe. It's like the same idea. So far this person is going through some kind of phase in their life where they look outside of themselves to gain some kind of, tell me lies to make them feel better, lullabies. They're looking outside themselves. They're using sex, and the person they're probably having sex with is probably pillow talking with them, saying, oh yeah, you're so nice, and I love you, you're so great. Maybe maybe it's even an escort that this person's talking to, paid to get laid and sing me lullabies. Come drive me crazy before I catch a flight. Stuck in a phase, so talk to me nice. Talk to me nice, I don't want to fight. Don't pick me up, I'll drive. See, this person is probably on a business trip or something and away from their family, where they're fighting all the time, where they're in a phase where they don't get treated nice at home, perhaps. or they don't get treated the way they want to be treated or something. And so when they go on their business flights, when they go on their business trips, they're getting escorts, basically. And this is so funny because, you know, men are so gullible. When you go to a strip club, when you call up an escort, their job is to make you feel like you're number one, right? That's their job. If they're making you feel like you're the best person in the world, that's their job. They're doing their job because then you'll give them more money. They're having sex with you for money, so of course they're going to treat you nice. It's not real. It doesn't mean that they love you. It doesn't mean that they are being honest. That's their job, okay? So this person is addicted to, they're in a phase of addiction because they're looking for someone to treat them nice on the outside, but they don't even treat themselves nice. They don't even look within. They think they're searching outside of themselves, relying on escorts to treat them a certain way. But it says, don't pick me up, I'll drive, because they probably have a rental car. And dinner reservations at the nice guy. This person probably is a nice guy, or maybe the escort's a nice guy. Let's make it right, pride to the side. Don't want to wait all life for the right time. So I think this person may be a closet gay. Put pride to the side, let's make it right. Dinner reservations with the nice guy. So they probably, okay, so this could go two ways, okay? Maybe this they don't have to be an escort, but they're definitely of the same sex, and this person could possibly be leading this gay man on, like, yeah, I want to be with you. I know I only see you on my business trips, but, I have a lot going on, but, I still love you, want to be with you, when really they know that they don't want to be with them because they're too afraid to be gay, okay? I don't want to wait all life for the right time. I know you got options, I got options. I want you but don't need you. Tease you but I please you. See, this person leads this gay person on. So they might not be an escort, or maybe they're an escort who fell in love with them. You got to put it where it fits, but it's the same idea. One's a closet gay and one's an outright gay, okay? Hoes talk, gossip, we got options. Treat you like I need you, but you're what I want. See, this person keeps leading this person on. I need you. Needing you and wanting you are two different things, okay? Wanting you is fleeting, needing you is codependency. So, like, neither of them are good. This feeling money can't buy. Couldn't be fake if I tried. So that's the gay person, They're like, this is who I am. Do you want to be gay with me or not? You get only one chance, only one try. Loyalty, what the money can't buy. This person's like, I'll be loyal to you, but the other person is still stuck. They're basically with their family. They don't want to leave their family, but they want to be gay at the same time. Try to find better, ain't none if you noticed. Better when we keep our secrets in the open. Ride for you, keep it in motion. Ride on you when we getting high, we're the closest. So these two, when they see each other, this is mistaken lust for love. It started as lust. High-end private charter to an island, real good sex to break the silence. Yeah, these people only have sex in common. They get high and they have sex, and they're mistaking that for love. Or one of them is, or they're just both confused, I think. Same team shooting, take the score. See, so it's the same sex. Don't lie lest you lie beside me. Keep our plans private. Their opinions don't mean a thing. Oh yeah, keep it. Don't tell anyone that we're sleeping with each other. But I don't care what they think. It's a contradiction. This is somebody who's clearly cheating on their family with a same-sex person and leading this person on. Every time they come into town, they probably have a really good time. They're doing drugs. They're taking planes to islands, they're having sex, but that's the only thing that these two have in common, because they're both relying on each other to fill their emotional cup instead of filling it themselves. So Philip is breaking this person because this person thinks that they love them, but Philip's just not even sure what he wants to do. Or actually, he is sure. He knows that he's not going to leave his family to go be gay with this man, okay? But this gay man is starting to become infatuated with them because he keeps on leading them on. He keeps on saying, yeah, don't lie to me unless you're lying beside me. Keep our plans private, but I don't care what people think. Well, then why don't you want anybody to know? If you're with somebody and they don't want to tell people about you, and they don't want you to meet their friends, and they don't want to see you other times other than when they fly out for business trips, then that's not love. Okay, that's not love. They're using you. They're using you for their own means. They don't care about you. This person's just using you as an emotional punching bag, because whatever's going on in their own home is not to their liking, and so they use their flights out to be this way they want to be instead of just being the way they want to be. It's a closet gay with a fake family. Okay, they want their cake and eat it too. They want both. So maybe that's where insularity comes in. Ignorance, a lack of interest in other people's feelings, other people's experiences. Just using people to fill their emotional cup because they're in a phase. But be loyal to me. I just got a confirmation. But be loyal to me. I don't want you to be with anyone else. Just be with me. But I'm gonna fly back home to my family because I gotta get back. Okay? but I'll be coming again in a week. Okay? I'll see you next week. That is really selfish. And as for the person that's accepting this behavior, that is a sign that you have some healing to do too. That you would take this behavior as love and accept it and believe it. Okay? Wow, come through, Spirit. Let me use this here, actually, in case I need to refer to it. All right. Let's look in sons and lovers, okay? Because clearly there's something we need to know. Thank you so much, Spirit. They set off in great style, carrying the umbrella William had given her because of the sun. Paul and Philip, they both start with P, was considerably taller. Though he was not big, he fancied himself. On the fallow land, the young wheat shone silkily. Minton Pitt waved his plumes of white steam, coughed and rattled hoarsely. Now look at that. They stood on the road to watch. Along the ridge of the great pit hill crawled a little group. In silhouette against the sky, a horse, a small truck, and a man. They climbed the incline against the heavens. At the end, the man tipped the wagon. There was an undue rattle as the waste fell down the sheer slope of the enormous bank. You sit a minute, and he took a seat on a bank while he sketched rapidly. Oh my gosh, is this like Jack and, oh my gosh, what's her name in the Titanic? Rose? Is this Jack and Rose? Jack, draw me like your French girls. This is his seduction style. Let me draw you. Give me a break. Look how it heaps together like something alive almost. A big creature that you don't know. Yes, perhaps. And all the trucks standing waiting like a string of beasts to be fed. Oh shit. And very thankful I am they are standing. For that means they'll turn middling time this week. But I feel like men on these things, while they're alive, there's a feel of men about trucks because they've been handled with men's hands, all of them. Oh, Jesus. So the song did mention that they flew to an island. I think that these people may have like scheduled orgies together or something, you know, like, I don't want to say scheduled, but like they do those things together. You know, there's also, it said, where is it? Better when we keep our secrets in the open. Try to find better, ain't none if you notice. Loyalty, what the money can't buy. So what I'm getting is these people did things together that they wouldn't normally do with other people that they're with, probably. Perhaps like orgies, really like weird fetishes, secrets. Better we keep our secrets in the open. So what brought these two together is that they can do these weird things together that they can't do with their family, and they can keep it out in the open, and they accept that about each other. But the things that they're doing with each other are extremely unhealthy. Doing drugs, having orgies, like energetically, it's irresponsible energetically. But ride for you, keep it in motion. But you know, it's like it feels like the energy of like Bonnie and Clyde, or like Sid and Nancy. Just like when they're together, they do toxic, reckless things, but because the things that they're doing are so toxic and reckless, they accept it about each other, but nobody else would. So it's an intimacy that keeps on bringing them together energetically, but they don't see the energy side of it. These are ignorant students of energy, or not even a student, they just don't know how energy works. So they're doing orgies, they're touching other people's wee-wees, they're having same-sex relations, which is fine, but you have to be careful who you're sharing your energy with, and under what conditions. What are the parameters of which you're sharing it? What are the intentions? What's the end game? You know, if you're sharing energy in this environment, in this kind of toxicity, you're going to keep recycling the same energy, and then you're adding other people to it. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. Maybe that's where the non-human comes in. Okay, because we have Philip, break, and non-human. Okay, and I don't want you to scare you, like having sex makes you non-human, but it does take away from your true energetic stance, which is pure love. It stains, I don't want to say stain, every time you sleep with somebody, or do a toxic behavior with somebody, or stay in someone's toxic energy, you put a stain or a spot, you make your field dirty. It puts a spot on it. And if you just imagine a bubble around you, the more spots you have on your field, you know, hey, hello, I can't see you. You know, the less you actually are operating from your true field stance, which is 144,000 hertz, okay? And so it makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do. It makes you act in ways you wouldn't normally act. You'll be fighting, you'll be making bad choices, spending money, all the things, okay? So according to this book, they go to this island or something, and they go to a pit where there's a feel of men about trucks because they've been handled with men's hands, all of them. Okay, so it's a bunch of men having an orgy who probably aren't honoring their authenticity of being gay. If you want to be gay, you should be gay. Okay, as long as you're being gay responsibly, even being straight responsibly. It's not about your sexual preference, it's about your energy and what you're doing to maintain your energy and what you're doing to keep it clean. You can be gay and be a good person and live a normal life and choose people who have the same energetic stance as you, would be fine. But when you're not authentic and you want to be gay, but you pretend to not be gay and you're using people, it's not good. Okay? Come through, Spirit. We'll just dispel things about being gay right now. You can totally be gay. Being gay does not make you a bad person. Okay? There's straight people who aren't gay that do worse things than gay people. Okay? People are so afraid to be gay that they ruin their lives and pretend to live lives that they don't want because they're afraid of what people think. Like, who cares? You're gonna ruin people's lives and your own life because you care what people think? Okay, just move away and start a life the way you want. Move away from the people who would judge you for being gay. If anyone's in your life that cares that you're gay, then they need to go. Okay? Alright, where do you want to go? Want to do a fairy tale? Okay. Alright, Spirit wants to do a fairy tale. Please continue telling us about Philip Brake, Non-Human. Little Red Riding Hood. Need I say more? Okay, bye. No, just kidding. Oh, that's my incense dust. It's coming out. Alright. Little Red Riding Hood. Come through, Spirit. So let me see. We know the gist of Little Red Riding Hood, right? So let's see. Moral. From this story, one learns that children, especially young girls, pretty well bred and genteel, are wrong to listen to just anyone. So let's put it where it fits. You know, if it's same sex, you know, just put it where it fits. I'm just reading verbatim. All are wrong to listen to anyone, and it's not at all strange if a wolf ends up eating them. I say a wolf, but not all wolves are exactly the same. Some are perfectly charming, not loud, brutal, or angry, but tame, pleasant, and gentle, following young ladies right into the homes and to their chambers. But watch out if you haven't learned that tame wolves are the most dangerous of all. And in this it says, I said, ride for ya, Little Red Riding Hood. Ride for ya, keep it in motion. Ride on you when we getting high. We're the closest. Couldn't be fake if I tried. You know? What? No, I would never do that to you. I would never hurt you. This is a predator. This is a quiet predator, this Philip person. Or the other person, I don't know yet. But they fell for it hook, like, oh yeah, dinner res at the nice guy. Yeah, this person pretends to be this nice, gentle guy. You know, come get me laid, sing me lullabies. But really, they're like, keep our plans private. Don't tell anybody what we're doing. Don't lie unless you're lying beside me. They're possessive. They expect loyalty, but they aren't loyal. You got options, I got options. Dinner res at the nice guy. Don't pick me up, I'll drive. Talk to me nice, I don't want to fight. This person may possibly be an angry wolf, but in sheep's clothing, and could possibly have somebody that they lead into thinking that there's going to be a future with them, but they don't treat them right to begin with. And, you know, it's all about the money and the drugs and the partying, and this person thinks it's love, and it's not. And really, this person's very dangerous, possibly non-human. Well, we'll get into that more. Okay. Let's do the focus book. Thank you so much, Spirit. Please continue giving us the messages. Anticipate. Anticipate. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Yeah, this person's a obsessive control freak that has to have it his way or the highway. The more I experience life, the more I know this to be true. Who we become and the story we live has less to do with our planned happenings and more to do with how we react and respond to the unexpected, inconceivable moments of our lives. They went to a destination in anticipation of getting songs and jams and turned on. They were wishing to forget everything and release the steering wheel and stop white knuckling to chill. But the situation made them realize they were frazzled inside and became the worst versions of themselves while beating the steering wheel. The choices they made on the journey became the detour of what they would face up ahead from trying to control someone they thought, from the detour they'd face up ahead. They lost control of one of us. They didn't think about what would happen if they made things go faster. They ignored some expressions and gestures that were obvious, now thinking back, and became equally frustrated as they passed every person their skin touched, made them want to crawl, their skin crawl on a trip they tacked additional hours on to try to slow down the people with the wrecks that had occurred and flatten their tires. But the construction happening created delays, multiple detours, till one day it hit their home and their lives in an inconceivable, unexpected way, and their response and reaction to it made it their response to react to how they happened to get here couldn't be planned, and the less they did, the more of the story became true. And now this is their life experience. Damn, what happened? What happened? Let's see. In a kingdom that never fades, the resources, energy, and time invested to be comfortable was never here. It was passing through and trying to remind you that hard work always pays off and help is always for you if you take notice to the seas and the land created by God, the little and big ways that God shows up for you to show you everything you need to focus on to help you see that you're worthy because of you are praised and rooted in love, and always have direction and instruction through discipline and through loving Jesus. So this person lacked discipline, but yet they anticipated whatever they were doing they did it at first to help them release the steering wheel, to chill, to settle their frazzledness. But it started to become, the anticipation of it is what was fun, but it started to become weird facial gestures and expressions and started to create more frustration and made their skin crawl. That it came to a point where they just didn't know how to stop it. And the song says a phase. It says, mix up my days, got me in a daze, stuck in a phase, so talk nice to me. This person got addicted to someone who was making them feel a certain way in the time they needed it. But it wasn't real. It was just something that, I don't know where that cut off, but I hope you guys heard. Wow. Okay. So they got involved in something that kind of like snowballed. It just started to become bigger and bigger. And the more they tried to fix it, the more they became disgusted with it, or the more they looked at it, the like more it made their skin crawl. So please tell me more. Please help me get clarity about what's going on here. Whose taste in porn is dirtier? I told you, these two people, or whatever they were doing, they were indulging. They didn't have any discipline of their flesh. They were overindulgent. They were gluttony. They were doing something too much that was not healthy sexually. Okay. Hey, Zara. Zara. I heard that means flower or rose. Is that true? I could be wrong about that. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear nature? Hi, Matthew P. Hello, I'm psychic patient with spirit. Can you check what's wrong with me? I had a suspicion of bad luck. I can't do it now. I'm doing a Spirit Speaks, but if you want to email me, it's patiencewithspirit@gmail, and I'd love to help you, okay? Yay! Hello. Thank you for being here. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear nature? What story from your life comes to mind when you hear nature? I'd say that whatever they were doing was acts against God and acts against nature. And I think that they were doing it so often because it was more of the anticipation of it. And then, you know, when you're doing things like that over and over again, things that go against God or that aren't of natural, I don't want to say that aren't natural. It's more about energy, okay? There's things that you just shouldn't do in certain energies because, especially sexually, and you can if you want to know more about sex and energy, we made an episode of that on Spirit News, and it definitely gets more into why you need to be energetically responsible and why it's important to clear your field. But these people didn't know that, and so whose taste in porn is dirtier? You know, it started to become something that brought them together and something that they shared, that gave them a vulnerability for them to be open about the things that they like that nobody should know about. But then when they started doing it and it became, the anticipation became the addiction to know that they were going to be together, but they have to do drugs to do it. They have to, can't tell anybody. It's like a secret, and then they're doing it with multiple people. That's a really big mess for energy. It's gonna be bad news. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear lesson? Yeah, they're starting to see now that being sexually irresponsible and energetically irresponsible are two things that don't go together, okay? And that's why we teach you about your non-physicalness, because you cannot operate from a place of the flesh because you're not actually a human. You're a non-physical being having a human experience. If you want to continually operate in the place of flesh, you will continually operate in a place of low energy, and you'll receive low energy attachments. You'll be sad, depressed, all the things, What story from your life comes to mind when you hear independent? Well, these people became codependent on each other. They have to look outside of themselves to find excitement, to feel a certain way, and then they say that it's love, but it's, they mistake lust for love, is basically what happened. Have you ever had an experience with the supernatural? Oh, geez. Here we go. Where's my magic shirt? Let me rise above the bullshit. Every read I do involves magic. I don't know if it's because of how clear my field is. I can see, I don't know what it is. Every read I do includes magic or something supernatural. But we don't know for sure yet. Maybe they were doing sexual acts for something supernatural. I mean, that would make sense why they got so addicted to it and had to do it all the time. Who wouldn't be able to read the signs when someone is coming on to them? So I think a boundary was crossed. Whose taste in porn is dirtier? Maybe these were, I don't know, maybe these were like coworkers or something that would like, be manly men together, but then, slip in a little something like, hey, what kind of porn you like? That's like you do not talk about porn with your coworkers. And honestly, porn is a super gateway to lots of irresponsible energy, because the amount of porn you can watch today and the amount of things that you can do and then film it, it's not healthy. It's really not healthy. You're just making yourself susceptible to the energies that those people in the videos have on them. You can actually transfer energy that way by watching porn that's, not natural, I guess. I don't know exactly what that would be. I don't even want to think about it. But it's, God made it a certain way for a reason, and you can totally be gay and experience great sexual pleasure with each other if you have a clear field, and if you both are doing it for love and not because you want to be promiscuous or you're searching outside of yourself for some kind of validation. It's just because you're gay doesn't mean that you can't be energetically responsible too, okay? What is the raunchiest thing someone found on your computer? Under what story from your life comes to mind when you hear nature? So one of these people has an unnatural fetish about something that's unhealthy. And I can tell you right now that if you are experiencing this, I don't want to shame you or anything like that, but it is a sign that there's something you need to heal. Because when you have a clear field, you will 100% not need to find those things against nature to feel something. If you're looking for such extreme ways to pleasure yourself, that's a sign that you have something to heal. There's something that's blocking your emotions, that's making you that doesn't allow you to feel properly, okay? So you're looking outside of yourself to spark a physical feeling, because you're equating that to love, but that's not love. When you clear your field of emotional trauma, you will not feel the need to go and search for things that are not natural to find pleasure, okay? I promise you, I promise. And it can be healed, so don't worry, we're not shaming anybody. This is just a clear sign that these people have some kind of sexual trauma. It's clear to me, because that's the only reason why people go to such great lengths to feel such sexual pleasure. They think that lust is love, and it's not. When was your worst case of procrastination? Under what story from your life comes to mind when you hear lesson? This person started to know, like in the focus book, it said the more they did it, the more it made their skin crawl, but at the same time, they wouldn't stop doing it. They procrastinated, knowing that if they kept doing whatever they were doing sexually that was against nature, that's found on their computer, probably some kind of porn, that it was going to lead to a bad road. They knew that, but they procrastinated learning the lesson. They didn't want to stop doing it. Or maybe they did, but they didn't know how. When was a time a family member's habits really embarrassed you? Under what story from your life comes to mind when you hear independent? Oh. So this person could have been molested by their family, by a family member. That's why they have this wound. When you are introduced to sex at a young age, it makes you hyper vigilant sexually, and so being introduced to sex at such a young age will make you kind of like numb to the emotional side of sex. It'll become like something you chase, because as a child you register sexual abuse as a form of love, as a love language, okay? So that's what this person's wound is. When was a time a family member's habits really embarrassed you? When my family touches me inappropriately and took my independence from me and made me codependent on them. Okay? When did your relationship with another player turn and grow stronger? And have you ever had an experience with the supernatural? So something they did together involved some kind of supernatural attachment that they thought made them grow stronger together. They viewed it as something that probably nobody else would understand, and everyone else would judge them, but they can do it to each other. And so they messed with something they shouldn't have messed with energetically, and they involved sex in it, and then they thought that that was what was bonding them. This is a trauma bond. This is what a trauma bond is. Trauma bonds are not healthy, because then you have to operate in that energy. To get along or to be with the person, you have to constantly be sparking that trauma. So these people are constantly having sex with each other, and sex itself is a form of it. Having sex this way, it can turn sex into an energy weapon of mass destruction, honestly, because you are having sex with the intention of amplifying the wound, your childhood wounds, and both of you, all of you, and that's not good. What do you need to vent about? Whose taste in porn is dirtier? Who wouldn't be able to read the signs when someone's coming on to them? What do you need to vent about? These people found solace in each other because they both had the same wound. They both had weird tastes in porn and sex fetishes. These two people are sex addicts. They're sex addicts because they got molested as a child, and they don't equate it to that because they don't even look at their emotions. They just think that that's normal because that's how they grew up, and that's how they're chasing love, and now they're wondering why their life's falling apart and why they feel so shitty and why their health's going down the drain. It's because their energy field is so distorted because they don't heal their wounds, and they have exacerbated the very wound that has afflicted them to begin with. Okay, it's plain to see to me. That's what a healer's for. That's what your psychics are for. That's what your oracles are for. To be able to see the things you cannot see energetically, that you don't even know are affecting you. You know, people want to demonize me like I'm some sick person who is bipolar, but really I'm the only one who can see what's actually wrong with you. Not wrong, but what needs to be rebalanced. Okay? Have you ever role played in the bedroom? I can't make it up, you guys. These people are doing things that exacerbate the very wound that keeps them broken. I don't want to say broken, it keeps them distorted. Describe a time you were too afraid to tell someone how you really felt. That's why they procrastinated in learning this lesson, because they were too ashamed. When you feel the feelings of guilt and shame, that's a sign that you shouldn't be doing it. That something's wrong, that you got to heal something. If something you do makes you feel bad, that's your body, mind, and soul's way of saying, you don't want to do this, man. This isn't going to be good. You know, you should just stop doing it right now. It doesn't make you feel good. You don't want, and I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about emotionally, because these people are seeking physical pleasure, thinking that that's going to fix everything. Hi, Boyer. But really, it's making it worse, and they did something supernatural with it. The player on each side describes the group vacation they plan if they win the lottery. Oh. So we have in the song, where is it? High-end private charter to an island, real good sex to break silence, same team shooting, take the score. So both of these people have a wound where their family has had sex with them. They're reenacting the wound that they got. They're literally just reenacting the same cycles over and over again, but with different people. And you do 4-4-2-2 in the clock. And you do that because you haven't learned the lesson yet. And the lesson will keep repeating in different people from the same wound that was created by your family. Okay, so both of these people have the same exact wound that was created by their family, that was done on a vacation, and they keep on repeating it subconsciously with different people. Okay, 2 on the top. So they don't understand that though. They're like, why can't I break free of this cycle? Because you're not learning the lesson. You keep on doing the act and then expecting a different result. Stop. You gotta heal the wound. You gotta confront the people. You don't have to confront the people, but you definitely have to. You know what? Hold on, let me do one more card, and then maybe we can ask Spirit how we can heal a wound like sexual trauma, okay? Have you ever been caught in a compromising situation? Yes, because these people let it go for so long, and they were doing something supernatural with magic, because they thought it was some kind of bond, and they must have started in the family. Now they're in a compromising situation, just like the focus book said. They let it go for so long that it started to seep into their. This is something they did when they go on a business trip or something, or when they make I don't know, something they do once in a while. They come together, do the same thing over and over again. Something sexual that's against nature, that's raunchy, the raunchiest thing you found on your computer, the dirtiest thing of porn. Something about role playing, okay? But this is something that they've done everything to exacerbate and open and keep this wound open, except for talk about it. They haven't talked about it. What do you need to vent about? When you hold on, I'll tell you from my own experience, okay? I was ritually sexually abused as a child, and I had a lot of dreams and memories that were all distorted because it was my brain's way of dealing with it, so I didn't have to think about it. But before I healed myself, I was operating. I was the opposite. You know, you can go either way. When you're sexually abused, you can become overtly promiscuous, okay, and become a sex addict, or you can go the other way where you're like afraid of sex, where like having sex makes you feel uncomfortable, and that's my direction. I always felt embarrassed or like to talk about like nudity and stuff, and I was more comfortable just kind of like being on my own. Or like if I had sex, I would be like very shy. I can only have sex with certain people that make me feel safe because of that wound. And then as I started to heal and I started to realize that taking responsibility for my own reactions towards sex, because it's not the other person's fault that I feel embarrassed, that's something that I'm feeling, not them. When I started journaling it and releasing it out of my body, I would just say, sex makes me uncomfortable, one day. And then when I noticed it happened again, I'd say, I'd be more consciously aware of how it made me feel. Oh, well, today, I got naked, I got embarrassed when my ex-husband looked at me. And I write it down. Oh, why was I embarrassed to be naked? You have to start looking at those things, those reactions you do, those habits that you do, that you formed, and you have to honestly look at them and ask yourself, why? Why did I react this way? Why do I like this feeling? And eventually, over time, it doesn't have to happen in one bam thingy ma'am. You can do it in little bites. Every little bite is one bite closer to being clear. Your field is clear. So you can't think that it has to be done all in a night. You need to take it a little bit at a time. And as I started to take it out of me, those thoughts one at a time, I started to remember more my trauma and what happened. And the reason why it happens that way is so when you finally get to a point to look at it, you will have chipped away at little bits and pieces of it, consciously doing the work, and then you'll get to a place of clarity and strength in your own heart where you can look at it honestly and say, yeah, that happened to me. and it sucks, and now I know why. And then you're at a point of healing where it doesn't bother you anymore, and you don't operate from that. It's as easy as that. I know maybe I made it sound really easy. It took about 3 years for me to consciously make an effort every day to know. Once I understand the rhythm of, okay, the feeling's coming up, I'm getting uncomfortable, let me look at it, let me write it down. That's how I did it. That's how Spirit taught me to do it. But you can do it through songs, you can do it through talking, you can go to therapy. I found journaling to be something more private to do it, to look at my childhood sexual trauma. But these people they're not doing that because they don't. I know when I first started doing it, I didn't really remember. That it happened. It was only when I came to a certain level of clarity in my field after taking accountability for my reactions to things that it started to come back to me slowly. And then that's the way healing works. People are like, oh, if I look at this thing, then I'm just gonna like freak out. But no, if you take your time and you just honor your feelings when they come up, it's really a smooth process, actually. Okay? I hope that helps. I don't know. So what else could we know about this? Where are we at? What else can we know, Spirit, please? Is there anything else you want us to know? Thank you so much, Spirit, for letting us see a higher perspective of this and allowing us to transmute it and maybe help how to heal it. Meat cleavers, no relation to Ward or the beaver. I don't know, that don't sound good. Meat cleavers. This could be the compromising situation that they're caught in. Milk duds. Chocolate and caramel candy balls. Sweet extractions at no extra charge. Oh. Meat cleavers and extractions, tooth extractions doesn't sound very good. And some kind of tooth extraction at no extra charge. Oh, jeez. I'll just say what I see for the data, but I don't know if it's true yet. I think whatever supernatural thing they did sexually that trauma bonded them, that had put them in a compromising situation, had to do with meat cleavers and some kind of tooth extraction. So maybe some kind of animal sacrifice, because I got beaver in here in June. Might have happened in June over the summer. Some kind of animal sacrifice. It says right here, supernatural. So something they did with meat cleavers and alcohol. Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. Well, these people might have, drugs and alcohol. Not really a good time to do sex, trauma bonds, and animal sacrifices, okay? I don't know if it's ever a good time. Atomic bombs. I can't make it up, you guys. The Italian physicist Enrico Fermi succeeded in producing the first nuclear chain reaction in 1942. This set off a chain reaction, a nuclear chain reaction. There's something going on that's supernatural now because they did something supernatural sexually in a really bad energy field in an unhealed place because they thought that was love, because that's how they grew up. They grew up, their family did it on vacations. They'd go and do things, and they thought they're just reenacting their trauma. Saddam Hussein, they're being dictators, evil dictators doing evil things, Bagpipes, a shrill-toned music instrument consisting of a leather bag and pipes, also available in plaid. Something they may have put in a leather bag or something. Something that may have had a shrilled tone. Maybe the animal shrilled and they had to clean it up afterwards and put it in a bag. That's probably when they realized, what am I doing? When they had to be courageous, yeah. Yeah, they had to be courageous so they could clean up what they did after a night of drugs and alcohol. It probably made them grow stronger together, and they thought they were, again, another trauma bond. Trauma bond is not love. Trauma bond's unhealthy. You don't want to bond with people over trauma, because then you always have to live in that traumatic space. You don't let it heal. The Supreme Court, the highest court in the United States, robes but no wigs. Well, this is in divine court right now. God wanted this to come to the surface because they did something funny for money, some strange things for some change, and they trauma bonded, did something horrible together. Miles Davis, innovative, influential, and respected American jazz trumpet player and band leader. This person was probably the band leader, the leader of the pack. You know, they ruled with an iron fist of Saddam Hussein and their own Supreme Court. This could be a judge. This could be a judge that does this. They could possibly be a Supreme Court judge. What they're doing is like the Titanic. And they could possibly be doing it with children. Because Woody Allen's a child pedophile. Okay, I've heard enough. Oracle number 36 of the High Divine Order. I call judgment upon this. It's time to heal now. Okay? Thank you. See you next one.